Welcome to the world of probiotic foods. This is Cultured Food Life with your host, Donna Schwenk.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me. And we're going to be talking about Reuteri recipes that I've created for the last couple of years because these days it just seems like true wellness is no longer the norm, but really it's the exception. And all of these cultured foods really can make such a difference in your life. And my greatest hope is why I share all of this to help you reclaim the wellness for the rest of your life. And I want you to know how to learn to do it for yourself. And I can tell you that it is not a solo journey. You need the help of all those tiny microbes that live in and around us. They're the hidden key to so many things happening inside your body. They were designed to help you cultivate massive well-being, and they outnumber us by the trillions. And Reuteri is very popular right now. It's a yogurt that we teach people how to make, and it has a remarkable microbe that boosts oxytocin, which they call the love hormone. And this hormone, oxytocin, is linked to love and connection. And these times have been very stressful right now, and often driving us apart. With Reuteri missing in most people's bodies, it's likely that our oxytocin levels have dropped, which makes us more irritable with one another, less loving, less compassionate. And the really cool thing is that our bodies are just like pharmacies. They can make what we need if we supply them with the right ingredients. And who knew that this microbe could do this? But it does a lot of things. And it's not the only microbe I love. I mean, I really like Reuteri. I think it has a huge amount of health benefits. But all the cultured foods bring about health benefits that are so remarkable that they are the reason that I have stayed healthy on my journey for decades. And there's so many different strains and things that you need. Reuteri is a big one. But, kefir has 50 plus good bacteria and good probiotic yeast. Kombucha has different ones. It has good yeast and good bacteria. Saccharomyces boulardii is a huge one, but so is B. coagulans. That's in there that a lot of people are wanting. Kefir soda and Yogurt Plus, they all have bifido. All my yogurts all do different things. They all have different microbes. And the interesting thing is some of these strains are transient, so we used to eat fermented foods all the time in years gone by. It was just a part of our life. It's how we preserved our food and made it safe. And then we stopped doing that, when we started getting all of our food from grocery stores and started eating more processed foods. A lot of us have lost a lot of our microbiome that used to keep us healthy. So these foods are designed to do that and designed to keep you well, keep you happy. And they all do different things. I have an article called Benefits of Each Cultured Food, and it explains what they all do. And I can link that in the description below. But for this podcast and for this article that I've written, we're going to talk about Reuteri. And it has so many, let me tell you a few of the health benefits that it has. It has the, oxytocin, that hormone, oxytocin, that is linked to love and connection. And, that's a very important one. But it also has something else in it, that it has natural antibiotics in it, bacteroideans, and they thrive in the Reuteri thrives in the upper GI tract. And it generates these special natural antibiotics to eliminate harmful bacteria. So it can restoring it can help counter SIBO, because a lot of times what's living in the gastro area is not supposed to be in there, so it causes small intestinal bacteria overgrowth. And one of the amazing things that Reuteri does is it helps to eliminate bacteria that are not supposed to be in there naturally with the natural antibiotics that it has in it, and remove them, creating, harmony again in your upper GI tract. It also has antifungal effects, so it can tackle common candida species. That also helps in SIFO, which is small intestinal fungal overgrowth. A lot of people are having that, and I think it's also, I've seen it do a lot of things because Candida, once it grows out of its bounds, it can live in the sinuses, and I have seen it effectively get rid of it in the sinus area, um, Candida, and really restore breathing again and help you to really combat balance in your body, because Candida is in your body for a reason. It helps you digest heavy metals, but it needs to not overgrow its little corner that it lives in, and it helps to restore that, and it does it quite effectively. It also balances the microflora by helping you to create collagen levels that boost the skin and elasticity. It also helps create more muscle and bone strength. A lot of people are using it. A lot of people who want to gain more muscle and also make their bones stronger really sing El Reuteri Yogurt's praises. But it also creates insulin sensitivity. And another thing that we've gotten a lot of studies that has said it also helps alleviate colic symptoms, and it assists in H. pylori cleanup. It helps to clear that out when it shouldn't be in there. H. pylori, you can have a little bit of it, and there's good H. pylori, bad. So when it starts to turn into the one where you have an overabundance of the more harmful kind, this helps to clear it out and bring it back into balance. Because you do want some H. pylori, because otherwise then you start having other health problems, because a lot of people just eliminate H. pylori and then they have other health problems because your body needs small amounts of it. So we don't want, and we don't want complete elimination. And that's true with Candida too. You need small amounts of H. pylori. And the interesting thing about that is that these, like antibiotics, will just wipe it out, which some people need to do because it's severe. But these types of bacteria that we take bring the balance. They leave the little bit that's supposed to be there, the healthy one, and they eliminate the other ones that are causing, havoc on your gut. And it does it much better than we could ever do, because we can only clean and eliminate, whereas this one seems to know which ones to go after to bring balance back to the body. So it enhances collagen, sleep, insulin sensitivity. Those are huge things for people in creating wellness in their body. And the presence that it appears to encourage the production of collagen that leads to the firmer, more elastic skin. Research also suggests that El Reuteri helps maintain muscle and bone density by, reducing inflammation, by influencing hormonal pathways, and can improve the body's ability to manage the blood sugar, like I said before, thereby boosting insulin sensitivity. Now, here's something else I want to talk about, because we've had so many people buying this product. And I want to tell you that fermenting El Reuteri into yogurt it's a very powerful training, can be a little tricky in the beginning on the first batch. So what happens is El Reuteri is very, very strong. So, they use it to clean out fermentation vats and fermenting facilities because it's one of the most powerful ones that cleans it out so effectively that's the one they use. So when you're making the El Reuteri into yogurt, which can be tricky because it's not really a yogurt, it's a fermented dairy. So because nobody uses the strain, they actually told us it couldn't be done, but they did find a way to do it. But the first batch of El Reuteri will often separate into Wades and Kirk, and it can taste and smell really strong, have a really strong smell to it. And that's because the bacteria are just waking up. So that first batch, even if it looks separated or smells strong, don't throw it out. Just know that by the second batch, when you use 2 tablespoons of that batch to make another one, make sure you use ultra-pasteurized milk, because that helps it to form a thick curd. Things will settle down. The yogurt as a starter is much more stable, so it works better. I like to keep the yogurt between 98 Fahrenheit and 100 Fahrenheit. That works the best. El Reuteri prefers body temperature, just sensitive to high heats. So anything above 110 is going to kill it. And it doesn't really begin growing, and I want to emphasize this, until hour 30. So we have a 36-hour fermentation for this yogurt, which is why we give it 2 tablespoons of a prebiotic, which we use Prebio Plus. And you could also use inulin, works well too. Well, inulin is in Prebio Plus, but It also has other things that feed it. But you need to give it those 2 tablespoons to help it get going, to help it to, multiply. And because it's fermenting for 36 hours, that's a long time. So that's essential because it doesn't make alruterite till hour 30. So people are like, okay, I've seen some places that put recipes up and say only do it for 20 hours or whatever. Well, you're not getting any alruterite. You're wasting your money. So you got to get it to 36 hours, or at least, it's got to get to hour 30 at all to make anything. So that's really important. So if the next batch, so let's just you take 2 tablespoons of the yogurt, 2 tablespoons of the prebio, and made another batch. If it still has a little bit of separation or tastes really sour, cut back on the prebio or the inulin to 1 tablespoon instead of 2. And just lower the temperature slightly to like 98 or 99 degrees. So it just means it's overactive, especially if it's really sour. If you're not getting a sour taste, you're not getting much alruterite. So it tastes like yogurt, should taste like yogurt. Overly separated batches can still work really good as a starter for another batch. And you can use it for up to 3 weeks to do that. And you can also, if you don't like the taste and you want to use up your first batch, you can use it to make cottage cheese. I love making alruterite cottage cheese. That works really well. And you can also put it in a smoothie with fruit and it kind of hides the flavor, and you can mix in some protein powder or whatever you do to make your smoothies, and it tastes really good. And I have lots of info on this and lots of FAQs in the article. You can just click on them. So I've made a bunch of recipes. They're on the article, so they'll be in the description. You just click on it. You'll see all the recipes. And you can do so much with alruterite. If you're a fan of savory meals, we have like an avocado chicken yogurt salad. We have 2 salad dressings. You can make a yogurt salsa dip for an extra probiotic kick in your salsa dip. We have all kinds of non-dairy alruterite. My favorite is the yogurt coconut cashew one that is just delicious for making non-dairy alruterite. I think that's the best one of all. We have coconut ones. We have just cashew ones, but I think the coconut cashew works the best and makes the creamiest, best tasting yogurt. You can make it with traditional milk. It needs to be ultra pasteurized. If it's not ultra pasteurized, you can heat it to like 180 or 190 degrees. Hold it there for a few minutes and then just let it cool down before you add the culture to 100. And you can also make alruterite cheese. You can make ice cream. We have all kinds of different recipes for you. I think there's like 18 or 20 recipes with alruterite in it. And I have even more on my website with my BioPro membership, which is, lesson plans and extra recipes. And every month I give my members recipe books. And this month it was the big book of kefir, with 50 recipes in it. So you get them all at once. But we have tons of, different ways to use and make your alruterite. I have a recipe that shows you how to make it in a sous vide. I do that probably the most often because I can make 4 or 5, 6 jars all at once of alruterite because we eat so much. And I also have it in a regular yogurt maker. I have it in the little yogurt maker to show you how to do all of that. We have, homemade oat milk alruterite, which is really good. And we have all different ways. I show you how to reculture it. I show you on all these recipes, just everything that I know that I do, that I've actually done. I mean, I create all these recipes, me and my daughter, and we come up with all the different ways to use it because we actually use it. And it's a fun and easy way to enjoy alruterite. Or you could just eat it straight from the jar, and just eat it plain and add your toppings to it. But anyway, so I have a whole bunch of recipes for you, and I have a whole bunch of tips, and I just want you to enjoy and eat it. It's fun and easy to make. It takes a little long to ferment it, but it's just sitting in the yogurt maker fermenting. You don't have to do the work. It just does itself. And it makes a really powerful yogurt that you can enjoy in many different ways. So I hope that helps. I hope you'll try out Reuteri and yogurt, see how you like it, and see if you get. Oh, one of the other benefits that I didn't talk about was sleep. It does offer a lot of sleep benefits, and it helps you have a really deep sleep, which I have noticed, and so many people have attested to. So that's another good benefit of El Reuteri yogurt. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you will try some of these recipes. And even if you just make the yogurt, you're ahead of the game. So I want you to create the wellness in your body. And most people are missing El Reuteri. Most of it, I would say like 80%. I think it's higher than that. I think Dr. Davis said it was like closer to 90% of people are missing El Reuteri because one antibiotic wipes it out. Also diet, some of the things in our diets can harm it. And every person and every mammal on the earth should have El Reuteri. They all have El Reuteri. And that's one of the things that helps to keep them well and healthy. And when you're missing it, you struggle. So I hope you'll try this and try this new missing bacteria that most people are struggling. And it does create more wellness, but it also creates a feeling of love and compassion, which I think we need more of. So anyway, give it a try. And I hope that you will enjoy your El Reuteri yogurt and have fun making it. Have a great week, everybody. Thanks for listening.